So the rumor is that Netanyahu and his brother were struck by a missile at his house, along with two other high-ranking Israelis. If you check the videos Netanyahu has posted since the alleged strike, every single video has multiple errors. They are all screaming that those videos are created from AI. We're going to pull up a video where Benjamin Netanyahu returns to IDF headquarters with the head of Mossad, announcing he has knocked two of the top Iranian leaders. And while you watch this video, if you look at the guy that's right behind him to the right, while it's zooming in, you'll see an error happens. You'll notice the guy behind him, his glasses, he has glasses for one moment, and then they disappear right after. I don't know. I'm not fully sold if this is 100% that he's dead at the moment. I won't say that all the way, but it's just kind of fishy. Netanyahu's son was averaging around 40 to 50 active posts on Twitter every day. That went completely silent. And then literally every single video, like I was saying, you could pull up all his recent posts ever since the rumor began circulating. And they're all AI slop. You can find something in each post. If you screenshot this video and you run it through AI and you ask, where's this image from? It says, this is an image from an Israeli War Cabinet meeting held on October 23rd, 2023 at the Kuria military headquarters in Tel Aviv. So some would like to assume that they have a picture and then they prompt it into the AI and they tell the AI, hey, make a video with our prime minister saying this, that, and the third, and run it clean. Now, I'm sure it might take a couple tries. They might, after it kicks out a video, they probably got to re-prompt it again and tell it, hey, you messed up here, fix this. Well, after every time it's getting re-prompted and recreating it, errors happen. AI is not there yet. We're not there yet. Soon, we won't be able to notice any of these small, minor mishaps. Also, they said something about how the vents, every other vent is different on the wooden platform right there. They're all not the same. So, but the obvious telltale sign was the guy behind him to the right with the glasses. And it's not just him. There's a recent video with Mike Huckabee, and he posted with Netanyahu. It was basically a video saying Netanyahu's alive and that all the rumors that are circulating are not true.
I wanted you to know the president asked me to come and make sure you were okay.
Yes, Mike. Yes, I'm alive.
I checked that, and I'm happy to see that. But he wanted to make sure because, you guys get along too well.
I know, and we shake hands with 5 fingers in each hand. But I have to tell you, I'm alive, but I have this card.
Oh.
And, don't read it.
A couple of the errors in this video is you'll see them do a handshake, and you'll notice Netanyahu only has 4 fingers. He only has 3 around the wrist and then his thumb. He's missing one. Also, you'll see Mike Huckabee's face glitch. Completely, totally different shape. That's not anywhere. That's not lighting. That right there is slop, what you call AI slop. These were 2 of the videos that they posted right after this happened. One, he was in a coffee shop, and the other one, he was at a park. And you'll see that his hair is completely filled in, confirming that these videos were not made at the same time or anywhere near the same date. And they're claiming that these videos are showing proof that he's alive, but why would you need to show older videos? You can argue and say maybe one of those are current, but they both can't be current because of the hairline. And there's more within that coffee shop video they break down. But you got to be careful because there's just a lot of misinformation also. Like they were showing the computer screen said 2024, but if you go to the real video, 2026. So just make sure when you're gathering your information, you do a second and do the homework. Don't just take Don't take all conspiracies at the head or anything and just automatically believe them, because there is a lot of misinformation campaigns that are created specifically to throw off the truth. Because now, okay, a post goes viral, everyone's talking about how the computer screen is a different year, this, that, and the third, and they're so shocked, so surprised, and then they come to find out that that's not true. And now they're thinking that the whole thing, well, what if everything's not true now? Mike Huckabee also, he posted another picture. My meeting with the Israeli PM was today. He sure looked alive and was in great spirits. News to the contrary, phony as the kosher pork chop. When you plug this into the AI, when is this image picture taken? It says, based on the visual indicators in this image, this photograph appears to have been taken around February 2025 at the Prime Minister's office in Jerusalem. So the ambassador looks like he's putting up slop, allegedly. Larry Silverstein opened an insurance policy on the Citibank building in LA in 2020. The only reason that people are even bringing this up is because he got paid billions of dollars for the insurance policy he had on the World Trade Center. He also always eats breakfast on the 91st floor every morning. He didn't show up for work that day. There's a lot to it. Now, I want to show you guys that there is something called predictive programming, where they put stuff out that they know is going to happen to show basically the future, to give you hints of the future. And you'll see that Larry Silverstein's tower is shown getting destroyed in downtown LA in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Here's a picture. And this is the nuclear apocalypse scene. Here's another piece from that movie just to show that this movie was full of symbolism. They feel like if they give you the hints, then their karma is uplifted. And it's not just this movie. It's not just Terminator. It's tons of movies. You'll start noticing, especially after the event, like after a big event happens, then you'll start to notice it. You might not notice it because it hasn't happened yet, so you won't see these little things. So when you go back in time and you watch these movies before big events, like prior 2001, a lot of movies you'll see where there's little glimpses of two towers right next to each other that are burning down, and it'll be so quick and just be at a glimpse, you won't even notice it. Like I remember I seen one that it was like a flight attendant. She was carrying like a map, and the map showed it. There was also one, I can't even bring this up too much, go too deep into it, but the Dark Knight had some information about Sandy Hook. I don't know if you remember the shipping vessel that took out nearly half of Baltimore's ability to travel, that massive bridge. It was insured by none other than Larry Silverstein. Also, the shipping company was owned by Mitch McConnell's Chinese wife's family. Her sister was the company CEO and drowned in their family pond weeks later, backing her Tesla into it. So it's kind of scary thinking about, okay, if we start driving all these autonomous cars, I'm sure there has to be a software where they can go inside of it and make it do whatever it wants. I'm sure the scene was probably something like she got in her Tesla, the doors locked on her, and that thing just reversed right into the lake. She probably was trying to get out. Nothing was working. The car stayed locked. And who knows, it might have even gave her a sick message. No, I'm joking. Allegedly. Tesla probably couldn't do that. He insures a lot of the things he does insure seem to go down. I don't know. The bridge was a suspect. That was very suspect. And we know what happened with the towers, also suspect. So maybe this building is something to look out for. I would tell you this. I would not be going to that building and working in that building. No, thank you. Regardless if it happens or not. I'm not going in any building that he has an insurance policy on. That's what I'm about to start looking up before I walk inside of any building. Who's the, or any tower, really tower. But if the building's not worth $1 billion, he doesn't have a policy on it. And I'm not walking in a lot of $1 billion buildings anyways, if any. But next time I do, I'm going to keep that in mind. Hold on. Is this a Larry Silverstein building? Nope. Okay, good. We're good to go in, guys. But other than that, fuck that. I mean, I guess we got to check bridges too. Let me check all these massive bridges. Who the hell owns them? Let me make sure if I don't have to go over it, I will not. So Cuba's in a blackout right now. Completely blacked out. No electricity, and the electric grid is shut down. It's now the second day with no electricity. And here's a video. I hate to say it, but it doesn't look like they're having a bad time. I know it's not good though for food though, because when their food goes bad, then what happens? Then that partying and all that dancing around, running through there, will get violent. Now, we do know that Cuba does have blackouts periodically. This isn't the first blackout, countrywide blackout. I'm sure it's happened before, but I know that we are not allowing oil to be, I know we're not allowing Cuba to receive oil. And of course, that's what's used to run the power grid. So is this our fault? I'd like to say we have a play in it. We'll see. We also do know that they don't have a Rothschild banking system. We do know that. We do know Iran does not have a Rothschild banking system. But the thing is, it's still all scripted bullshit. Like, I'm hearing all these people at these takes about who's going to do what, who's going to do this, that, and the third. Everything's already planned out. They infiltrated Iran in 1979. So, I mean, and you'll find there's articles of Israel selling guns to Iran and military equipment. They're all connected. But hopefully Cuba and everyone in Cuba gets power here soon. So, it's came out that all those pictures you've been taking for Pokemon Go is now being used to map out the world. It said that there's 30 billion images they are using to fully have a marked out digital realm for the upcoming AI robots to use, thanks to Pokemon Go. There were 143 million people that thought they were catching Pokemon, but they were actually building one of the largest real-world data sets in AI history. So yeah, if you played Pokemon Go, it does look like you are contributing to the cyborgs being able to know every square inch of the planet. It's kind of crazy to think about it. Like, damn, when we look back at this in time and we go back and we see all the shit where we fucked up at, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to see a Pokemon Go chapter. And how it'll go in and talk about how all these people for free, they convinced people for free to catch a made-up digital animated character. And while they were doing that and building a collection, they ended up being the reason that cyborgs are able to see everything. So I hope you caught your Pikachu and your what's the other ones? That's the only Pokemon I know. But I hope you got your Pikachu. I don't want to be like that guy, but I was not a part of the 143 million, even if I was or not. It doesn't matter if you were, but I don't know. I never really got into Pokemon like that. But yeah, it says the company's now using the data to power visual navigation for delivery robots, letting them identify exact location on city streets without relying on GPS. So these things don't even need a live internet GPS anymore. It's not, they don't have to use the internet to connect to see where everything's at, because we documented every square inch trying to catch these characters. A new report: humanoid soldier robots arrive in Ukraine as battlefield technology test begins. These robots were deployed for frontline reconnaissance to test the platform's performance and capabilities in a real-world combat environment. The robots have been delivered to Ukraine for battlefield evaluation, marking a new step in the development of robotic combatic systems. The humanoid Phantom MK1 robot was sent by the U.S. Startup Foundation in February, according to the company. Ukraine has increasingly become a real-world testing ground for emerging military technologies, attracting defense firms and startups from the West. Foundation revealed that humanoid robots have already been sent to Ukraine for battlefield evaluation, highlighting the growing role of robotics in modern warfare. The company believes robots could eventually perform dangerous battlefield roles currently carried out by soldiers. He added that the Phantom platform is being developed to handle a range of weapons systems typically used by humans. The foundation is accelerating the development of military-capable humanoid robots with plans to manufacturing up to 50,000 units by the end of 2027. The humanoid stands about 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighs roughly 175 to 180 pounds, and is intended for tasks such as reconnaissance, bomb disposal, and other high-risk ground operations. The company plans to lease the robots rather than sell them outright, with estimated annual leasing costs of around $100,000 per unit. Continuous operation could allow a single robot to replace human work shifts in industrial settings. So that's what the future's looking like. This is what it's going to be. Who has the best humanoid robots? What country can create the best super soldiers? We'll see how these things pull out, but I mean, they could probably get crazy with it and make them damn near like Iron Man. Make them bulletproof, hard to kill. They'll be shooting like they have aimbot. I'm sure they won't miss. 3 robots would probably be able to take out a very large amount of human soldiers. I would put money on a 3v20. Like, let's say, set them up in a paintball area. You got 3 robots, say 25 U.S. soldiers. If those robots have enough ammo and cover, and those guys aren't using RPGs, let's just say ground combat versus ground combat, AR versus AR, those robots will smoke the humans. Smoke. Because I'm pretty sure they'll be shielded up. It'll probably take a lot of bullets to take them out. With a human, one right bullet can end everything. So yeah, we'll see how these do in Ukraine. But like I've been telling you, AI will take over everything. You're not even going to have to enlist anymore. Like you won't even be able to enlist. It'll probably be elite people that'll work for the army, because it'll just be the people that call the shots. There's not going to be any of those guys that are on the ground anymore that work their way up and gain trust and build their way up through the system. That won't even be a thing anymore. It'll be straight nepotism. If you're in, you bring your family in, you call the shots, and you control all the robots. There's a man that saved his dog from dying by curing his cancer with AI. A tech entrepreneur named Paul spent $3,000 sequencing his rescue dog Rosie's mast cell tumor DNA. He used ChatGPT and AlphaFold to analyze mutations and blueprint a custom mRNA vaccine. UNSW RNA team manufactured it. Ethics approval took 3 months. Injections at UQ. And then after he injected, the tumor halved and melted. His dog became energetic. And a genomics professor, Martin Smith, said that was working with him said, holy crap, it worked. If we can do this for a dog, why aren't we rolling this out to humans? Why aren't we rolling this out to humans? So basically, I'll break it down like this. He was a tech guy in Australia. He adopted a cancer-riddled rescue dog with only months left to live. He ended up paying $3,000 to sequence the tumor DNA. He fed it to ChatGPT and AlphaFold. And keep in mind, this man had zero background in biology. The AI identified mutated proteins and matched them to drug targets. Then he designed a custom mRNA cancer vaccine from scratch. And then 3 months later, it got approved. He drove 10 hours to get Rosie her first injection. One man with a chatbot and $3,000 just outperformed the entire pharmaceutical discovery pipeline. So yes, it can be used for good, but we're just going to have to figure out how to... everyone's life's going to change. It's going to get very weird. Especially if you have a kid around now, if you've had a kid within the last 5 years, or if you have a kid within the next 5 years, their grandkids, and possibly even their kids, and maybe even enough the kid you just gave birth to, might have a very difficult time finding a profession. You don't understand. It's getting pushed. They really want this. Just here's an example. Facebook stock, Meta stock, surged following reports that they're laying off 20% of the company due to AI. The stock jumped 20%. So it's just showing that all these companies, if we cut costs, if we cut all of our 150K, 200K a year workers that don't really do much, that all these chatbots can do just off being prompted, and our stock goes up 20%, we make billions and billions of dollars just off the stock alone. Then we also will end up saving money by not having to pay them, so that other companies will follow suit. They're getting double rewarded damn near. You'll make more profit. Your company will be valued more. Because I hate to say it, but from a business standpoint, that is a good move for Meta. From a business standpoint. And this is a country that is based off capitalism. This is a business-minded country. So you're going to see shit like this happen. You're going to see yourself get replaced. They don't care about you. No job cares about you. You go to work. You work for 7 days a week. In and out every single day. One day you end up, you die. You go missing. The next day, someone will be in your role like you were never there. All that time you put in, all the blood, sweat, and tears, it doesn't matter. The machine has to keep going. The dollars have to keep being made. So the owners and all the people that line their pockets up, they don't work by the hour. They don't get those 40-hour-a-week paychecks. Those are the guys that don't care about you, and those are the ones that make the decisions within the company. And you guys will see this happen more and more. Shit is going to get ugly. You think that an AI bot will not go into an attic or into a house to fix something. It's going to just use LiDAR. It's going to map out where everything's at. It doesn't even need to have... It's not like it's going to have eyes and have a visual. Yes, it's going to have eyes for the human look to it, but the eyes are just to scan the room with the LiDARs. Okay, you got a cabinet here, you got your countertop right here, so it's going to know not to walk into it. And it walks over there and it gets prompted to fix whatever needs to be fixed. It's already told what's done and what the error is. I'm sure it can solve it and fix everything and be quicker than a human. It doesn't need to go to the bathroom. It doesn't need to check his phone. It doesn't need to go on lunch break. It does what it's told, it gets back in the truck, and it goes to the next location. And even if you think you make a business, you start a business, if you don't have the capital to start implementing the some of the AI stuff that these bigger businesses that have been doing business for years, that have millions and millions of capital, that are able to go out and get these things, you will be depleted too, because okay, let's say now you got your 4 to 5 jobs you got your 4 to 5 jobs a day. Let's say you own a business. You got your 4 to 5 jobs, and then you got the bigger company that's above you, that's been known and been in business. They got their 20 jobs, they're busy, this, that, and the third. When you have a team of robots, there's no such thing as busy, so they'll be able to take in unlimited work and do it at a cheaper price than what you charge for when you go out there and you have your guy you got to pay, or you go out there yourself and whatever you charge. They're not going to have to charge as much for the service because they're sending that bot out there. But here's the thing, though. If you remember the article when I was just talking about how they're sending the robots over to go fight in the war in Ukraine, you'll see that the company that's sending those are leasing them. You're not able to just buy them outright. These things will always be leased. You'll never own them fully outright, which is pretty fucked up. And they're going to just be able to it's going to be a money-making machine. I mean, $100K. Well, I don't know. Did it say $100K a month or $100K a year? Let's just say the year, $100K a year for each robot. I mean, they're probably not going to be too hard to fix. It's pretty much what costs the most. What's so valuable is the software that's inside of it. Because eventually we'll be able to make our own robots if we get our hands on the software. We will see small businesses that come up that end up figuring out how to, you'll see these smart tech guys, they'll build a software, they'll use AI to build this software and use all this shit and then make their own. But they're not going to beat the top guys. And they want to lease everything. They don't want anyone to own shit. Everything's a subscription. Everything is a monthly payment. Because it's way more valuable. Fuck it. Don't let them own it. You're renting it. That's all it is. You're just renting the shit. So there's a video that's going viral that's showing a plant breathing. And yes, plants, in my opinion, are alive. They are conscious, which makes me question vegans to a degree, because okay, vegans don't want to eat anything that's alive, right? They want to eat plants. They don't want to eat stuff that has to be killed. So, because a lot of times the way they kill these animals, the ones that we do eat and feed upon, it is pretty gruesome. I don't know if you've ever been to a pig farm or if you've been to a cattle where they farm these cattle and they kill them and strictly just for meat, and they pump them up with all this nasty shit to make them bigger, to have more meat on their bones, to make more money. So they're not natural, and you'll hear them even in the pig farms getting slaughtered and screaming. It is sick. So I can understand a vegan standpoint from there, but I don't think, yes, it is different, a plant dying, getting ripped out of the ground, than a pig's head getting cut off. Yes, it is different, but you're still eating something that's alive. Plants are alive. Trees are alive. If you go outside, you hug a tree every day, you become healthier. Your body will regenerate and heal quicker. When you go outside and you put your feet in the grass and you ground yourself, there's electromagnetic fields all around Earth and around living plants, and it radiates. And when you're around them, it'll affect you. So people that go out there and talk to trees, the trees listen. Just like if you talk to plants, they did the study where when you talk to plants, you talk nice to a plant, it'll grow faster than the plant would if you talk negatively to it. So everything is alive. Now, it's just not, we can't understand it. We're just not really capable of understanding it yet. But with more science that's coming out, you'll see that, hey, these plants kind of are, they might have feelings. They do listen to us. So I kind of want to hear from a vegan standpoint. I don't know, maybe I think it's pretty much the same thing. So I don't know if vegan is necessarily the right route to combat how you feel about not wanting to eat the slaughterhouses. I think maybe more of an efficient way to go at it would be maybe if you eat meat, they're raised right. They're not filled with this nasty shit. They have free range. I know they sell eggs that are free range, so the chickens aren't just locked in a coop all day and are just farming out eggs all day for profit. They're free range. They run around. Maybe the cattle or the pigs they grow up, and then at a certain age, um, they put them down in a peaceful way. Maybe there's a way that they could peacefully put these animals down that wouldn't affect the meat. Maybe there's a new gas. This sounds fucked up, but maybe you can put the pigs in a peaceful gas chamber and drop something in there to where they just fall asleep and never wake up. I'm sure there's got to be something like that. And then you put them down and then you eat the meat. I feel like that'd be a more efficient way of combating than just thinking, "Oh, I'm vegan. I'm not eating I'm not eating anything that's alive," or you don't really care. You'll eat these plants and these leaves because they're not alive. Hold on, they are alive. They do breathe. They grow when you're positive to it. It dies in negative. When a lot of negative is around the plant, it won't grow well either. If you're in a house and you argue a lot in a house and you put a plant in there, that plant will die. I'm telling you. The plant will not grow to how it could if, let's say, it was a happy household, a lot of positive shit going on. And you can kind of take that into the same way that we operate. When you're around negative shit all day, your life becomes shit. You create your own realm, okay? I know you guys have heard me say this. Negative emotions is what brings demonic shit into your life. That's why everything they do is to put you at a lower mental field, a lower mental level, because they don't want you being positive. They don't want you thinking life is great and seeing the positive, because it'll make your reality positive. You surround yourself with bullshit and negative stuff, that's the life you'll see. And shit that will happen, new shit will happen that will negatively affect you just because you're thinking about it all day. So yeah, we'll see what the vegans say about that one. Like I said, I don't care if you are vegan or not, but I just feel like, I don't know, holding out on not eating beef, I feel like there is a way to eat beef. You go to a butcher that raises their farm, right, and everything comes up and they're not using all this, and they're not slaughtering them and just being disgusting towards the animals. I feel like it's fair trade. It's fair game. We got to eat shit to live. So yeah, that's about it though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got my link in bio to everything. Tried to go a little longer today. I've been busy. But I'm gonna keep pumping out videos. I'm not stopping. Fuck it. I don't care what happens. I don't care about the views. Shit don't matter. It is what it is. If you tune in and watch, you tune in and watch. If you do, I appreciate it. Bob can count.